English speakers can't build high-speed trains. That's the extraordinary finding of an analysis by the Times of London. Mandarin-speaking China has achieved extraordinary miracles covering a vast area with super-fast railway links in record time. And even Europe has many high-speed train lines, Germany, France, Spain. But the so-called Anglosphere countries are bizarrely incapable at replicating any of this, the paper says. Now, the attempts by English-speaking nations to create high-speed rail systems have all been disastrous, it says. The UK's high-speed rail is called HS2 and is by far the most expensive rail project in global history, anywhere. By European standards, HS2 is a laughing stock, the Times says. Yet by the standards of the English-speaking world, the fact it is being built at all is impressive. Despite many proposals being put forward over many decades, no other English-speaking country has built a high-speed rail line. The Times is correct. The UK system is a disaster, but at least it exists. America's high-speed rail project was approved in 2008 and estimated to cost $33 billion. 17 years later, work has barely begun, and the estimate is now $128 billion. That's an insane price rise. Australia has the dubious honour of having discussed high-speed rail for 40 years without having built a single metre of it. At one stage, the Aussies decided that high-speed rail may be too tough for them, but they would instead aim to create a VFT, which stands for Very Fast Train. That didn't happen either. But all this leaves us with a mystery. What's the link between speaking English and being unable to create modern railways? Of course, it's surely nothing to do with the language being spoken. It appears to be the system of governance favoured by the Anglosphere nations. In Asian nations, we usually have long-term single-party rule. In Europe, people have proportional representation. But the Anglosphere is different. They have highly adversarial two-party systems in which each side takes turns governing, while our highly adversarial media throws mud at anyone who tries to achieve anything. The result is that focused long-term ventures become literally impossible, and big projects in general become difficult and expensive. The London Olympics in 2012, for example, cost more than twice as much as the Beijing Olympics in 2008. Now, Western politics itself often poisons projects. The UK set up its first new nuclear power plant in 25 years at Hinkley Point in Wales and got in the world's most successful nuclear plant builders to start working on setting it up, the Chinese and the French. But then the West's current demonised the Chinese policy was implemented, and the organisers had to buy the Chinese out by handing over £100 million. Now they're doing it without the Chinese, and guess what? The project is 100% over budget and running 5 years late. What can be done about this? Nothing. Western liberal democracy, it's like a religion. You can't criticise it. The Western media's unregulated free speech absolutism, that's also religion. You can't criticise that either. And deference to the US requirement to denounce US enemies, China, Russia, Iran, you can't criticise that. So I don't know the answer. Perhaps the people of the Anglosphere can start by learning French or Mandarin. Pay